Hi to our YouTube viewers. We're about a minute away from going live with Fox 10 Talks. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Glad to be back from a week's vacay. And stand by. We have got Sean Spicer, one of the best-known press secretaries, coming up.
Thanks, Abs.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to FTT. It's Fox 10 Talks. Celeste, I am glad to be back from a week's vacay.
Oh, my goodness. Ron Hoon, we've missed you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I really miss you guys, too. Every once in a while when I'm on vacay, I'll tune in for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Mostly just to check the internet. You know, just to make sure I got some Wi-Fi wherever I am. I'm like, what would I be watching? I'd be watching you. So we have got an amazing show lined up for you. Standing by here to talk live with Sean Spicer. I think it's safe to say, based on all those funny SNL bits over the years, Celeste, that he is probably one of the most well-known of all the press secretaries for the last many presidencies.
Oh, I think so, too. I mean, he was on Dancing with the Stars, for crying out loud.
That elevated him to a whole new level.
He did.
Okay, so that's coming up here in about a minute or two. So stand by for Sean Spicer. Now, here's what else we have coming up today on FTT. So how about this one, ladies? If you think your man needs a little boost in the testosterone department,
oh, okay.
You know, get him to boost his performance in the garage, or in the backyard.
In the backyard?
Is that where we're concentrating
What do you mean,
on?
Ron? What's happening?
Get out there and have twice the energy to clean up that garage.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Or,
Is that
like,
why a man would need more testosterone?
Maybe
Celeste?
to tackle the honey-do list?
See, exactly. Get up there, tack a few new shingles on the roof.
Yeah.
You know, paint the eaves, whatever. Anyway, is it true or not? There is a really interesting new study out. And then how about this? The highest price paid for a new car in the history of the world, Celeste.
Wow.
Wait till you find out what it was. And it's interesting because everybody was poo-pooing this car when they just rolled out the prototypes a few months back.
Oh, wow. So it's a new type of vehicle. I was thinking of El Camino. I loved an El Camino.
See, right? So, yeah. Okay, I'm just hearing from Abby that Sean is running behind. Now, Celeste, is that even allowed? We're Fox 10 Talks.
I know.
I don't care if he's stuck in a traffic jam 4 miles from the White House.
Yeah, give us a call.
Come on, Sean.
Give us a call. Talk us through it. Okay? Just talk to us on the phone while you're working your way through traffic.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. That is for sure. Okay, so all of that is coming up, but we are going to wing it for a couple of minutes here, Celeste.
Yes, Ron.
Because we're waiting on Sean. Hey, Abby. Did they give you any here? Let's just we're going to clue everybody in on what's going on. Here's Abs. Did they give you any indication like how soon?
No, we're standing by. We were told that he's just running a little bit behind if we could be flexible. So we will be flexible. We're standing by. I'll let you all know when we're good to go.
Fine. Here's what we'll do, Celeste. I'm actually so excited to tell you this story anyway.
Okay.
So let me look it up. Glenn, I'm going to jump over to section 2 here.
Let's get weird.
We're going to item 2.3. Talk about some inside baseball stuff here. Celeste, there is a story out there that socializing, no matter what age you are in life,
yes,
that socializing is maybe just about the very best thing you can do for your brain.
Oh my goodness, I totally believe this because socializing means you're talking to other humans, not robots or AI or anything like that.
Right.
You're talking about life. Maybe you're learning something new from the person. Like I learn a lot of new things from you.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like your history whiz.
Oh man.
So I'm always learning something new. So socializing with you, you're learning something new. You're working on your like interpersonal skills.
Yeah, I know.
You know
what's funny is so we went to Wales.
Yes.
Which seems like an unusual place to go for a vacay.
What kind of whales did you
We didn't spot a single whale in Wales. But, I mean, they speak a whole different language. They speak English, but they're really big on speaking the Welsh language, which is really cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm driving around. Renee and I, we do different kinds of vacations. A lot of people just go to the beach.
Same location.
And hang out at the same place every year, which that's great. But I want to go learn.
Yeah, learn new things.
And I'll have to bring in some more pictures of the stuff. But this story came in this morning that researchers have found that any socializing, especially as we get older, because people have a tendency to do less and less of it.
Yes.
And you can really re-engage their brain. And so it reminded me, Celeste, of a couple of ladies that I met while on the vacay. That is in Cardiff, which is the capital city of Wales. Now, just check this out, Celeste. This is so cool. On the left is Sylvia. She's 87. And on the right is Sean, which is spelled S-I-A-N. And
that's a cool
it's like
spelling.
the name Sean, basically, for a woman. And she's 90. And so we were having breakfast there at that hotel. And we saw Sean, and she was kind of funny because you could tell she had gone to the buffet, and she couldn't remember how to get back to her table.
Oh, my gosh. So did you step in and help her?
I was about ready to. She gave us a funny look. She had her tray, and she looked at us like she recognized us.
Yes.
And then after that, she's like, oh, then my table must be right next door. So I was ready to hop up and help.
So great.
But she, got to her table. But, you get older, you get a little forgetful. Sylvia, in the middle there, she said, I did go to the USA 4 years ago, and I still don't even know how I did it, but I did it.
I love it.
And so I asked them a couple of questions. I said, are you guys sisters? And they said, no, we're best friends. We just love to travel, and it keeps us going.
So it's funny you mentioned that because I met a couple of women in last fall. It'll be coming up on a year, and they were probably maybe like late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
We were at Sky Harbor.
Yep.
We were traveling. Gary and I were.
Yeah.
And I sit next to this woman. They're two friends. They were sitting there planning out their trip at the airport. They're like, okay, we now have to find a VRBO.
Yeah.
And they're wearing Southwest Airlines gear.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I was like, where are you guys, if you don't mind me asking, where are you traveling? Right. They said, we're going to Paris tonight. Wow. And so these two women work for Southwest Airlines. Yeah. It's like their after retirement, their job.
Yeah.
And for $100 because they have like that deal of being an airline employee.
Yeah.
And so they go there and they're like, we're going to go there for the Christmas market. In France. And so I thought, wow. And they said, we're just good friends. We work together. They were both married. And what an exciting adventure that even as you are more mature, because, I feel like people are living well into their 90s now, even over 100. Even in your more mature years, that you're still exploring, like Sylvia and like Sean that you were just talking to.
Right.
So, Ron, I did a little search on like ways that you can stay social.
Okay. This will be good.
This is for all you folks who are thinking,
really, really good.
I don't know if I can be social. How do you do that? Well, I'm glad you asked.
No, Celeste has the answers.
Join something reoccurring. Weekly workout class, running, walking group, pickleball, book club, church group, cooking class, you name it.
Right.
Turn acquaintances into friends. Grab coffee on Thursday morning, maybe. Be the inviter. Like, Ron, hey, let's go for a walk.
Oh, my gosh. Now, my Aunt Jessie, who is 92, all through her 60s, 70s, and 80s, she was the organizer for cruises for her kind of retirement area.
So that's it, Ron.
So be the organizer.
Be the organizer.
I like that as well.
Choose activities where conversation happens naturally, like a walking group. Say yes more often. So instead of saying no, just say yes more often.
No, it's easy to just say no. I don't
Yeah,
think,
just,
not
if you're
today.
trying to expand your social circle, give yourself a 2 to 3 month period where you accept invitations. So those are just some ideas for you.
Well, I walked up to the ladies about an hour after breakfast. We were checking out, and I just noticed, here's these two older gals. So I walked right up to them, and I said, ladies, are we having a beautiful day today?
Aww.
And they both looked at me and said, why, yes, we are. So,
what was for breakfast? Maybe that perked up their morning as well.
Celeste, you know what? When you have a breakfast in America, it's bacon, eggs scrambled or over easy, and then it's either a waffle or pink.
Okay.
So over there, it's like what we would call kind of Canadian bacon.
Okay.
So you have that. You have a tomato.
Uh-huh.
You have what they call black pudding, which is hard. I never ate it.
It's like liver?
No harder than that. It's like
really?
almost crunchy.
Oh.
And then some hash browns and baked beans. Everybody has baked beans.
Oh,
so
interesting. That's a Wales delicacy.
English breakfast.
So, Ron,
anyway.
a lot of people are excited that you're back.
Oh,
We've
thank
got
you, guys.
Kate Turbo.
Yeah.
He wants to come on the show and show something, he says, eventually.
Okay, fine.
Ken's
doors wide open.
Good morning, Ken. Be kind forever. Louis Gonzalez, Andrew Gomez, Easy 9836. Good morning, Linda Monterth and Andrew Gomez. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, by the way, so Abby, what did they say? When is Sean gonna be ready to roll?
10:25. So
all right, we got some time.
We got to stand by a little longer.
Perfect. Right when we have a break. Hello, Sean. One quick question. Now we go to break. We'll see how it all goes. All right. Well, let's just, since we're in segment 2, Celeste, let's just roll a couple.
Let's hang out there for a little while.
Here,
it sounds like a good place to hang out.
I couldn't believe this story. I mean, it's bad enough that we have these cars that are smashing into people's homes.
Yeah.
Look at this guy here, Celeste. He got
Unbelievable.
arrested. We always remind you, innocent until proven guilty in this country. But Mesa police are identifying the driver of a car that crashed into this house yesterday morning out there in that beautiful neighborhood around Lindsay and Baseline, not far, say, from... let's see, Lindsay and Baseline. What would be over there? I think there's like a Safeway store. Anyway, he had been in a, quote, relationship with one of the people living inside the home at the time. And he purposely, according to the Mesa police, took his car and revved it up and went right into the house.
I can guarantee you she's not taking you back.
That's as bad as it gets right there. Because guess what? No matter how else the things were going with the relationship, she's probably not even going to come see you in jail if that's the way it goes.
She's not returning your phone call.
Right.
Don't even try to slide into her DMs. Yeah, bye.
Exactly
See you later.
Right. Okay, let me see. One other story, Celeste, that I did want to get to you, which is, by the way, it's your story from this morning. Have I been flocked? Apparently, there are websites you can go to see whether or not a flock camera has caught your car in action.
And that's it. It's called haveibeenflocked.com. Flock is kind of the name of the company. And it also, you know how we call a soda a Coke, no matter what it is, or some people may call, hey, it's on the Xerox machine, even though it's a fax machine, they call these flocks. Although there's different companies. We did get an email this morning from a viewer. His name is Doug.
Yeah.
And he said, Flock is the name of one of the companies, but there's other companies as well. So more on this company a little bit later, kind of monitoring you guys.
I just wanted to say, I figure I'm on a camera everywhere.
Always.
I'm on ADOT cams. I'm on city cams.
Let's go to the mystery cam.
Celeste, you haven't lost the touch at all.
We'll be right back.
And we're back after looking at a beautiful farm, a chance for you to noodle it around. Celeste, if you loved horses, this would be where you'd want to have your ranch.
Oh, my goodness. It's so picturesque with that red barn.
Is. So that's our mystery cam for today. Now, big doings happening as we speak, Celeste. Finally, somebody may be held accountable in the killing of Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, so let's give you some details. I think we have a live look as well from inside the courtroom this morning. So opening statements taking place here today in the Tupac Shakur murder trial. Big major moment in this case. It has, as you know, remained unsolved for nearly 30 years. Dwayne Kefade Davis is on trial in Las Vegas for Tupac's 96 killing, and you can see the attorneys kind of, there in the courtroom. Oh. And this is a big case, Ron, and it's finally getting some exposure here.
Do you want to listen in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Really look at the evidence with a critical eye. Now, what the state has just told you what they believe to be the evidence in this case. But really, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself if what they're saying is really truth or fiction, fact or fiction. I don't know if some of you recall, but I had asked the question specifically about what you were holding in your hands. And right now, for instance, you're all holding notepads and pens. That would be a fact, right? And in this case, for instance, I had asked before about the idea of, I can just do this, right? Microphone. I'd ask some of you, if that microphone was buried and dug up 30 years from now, would it still be a microphone? The answer is yes. And the reason why that's important is because in this case, what they are telling you, they're representing to be a fact when it really is fiction. And it's up to you to determine what the facts are in this case. Now I'm going to give you a timeline here for you to understand just a little bit of how this is going to work, because there's so much evidence in this case that we have to sort of compartmentalize some things. And what I've done is really just sort of focused on the 3 detectives that work this file from beginning to now. First detective you will hear about is Detective Becker. He works the file. He's the original detective on the scene. Detective Long takes over the case for about 15 years or so. And then it ends with Detective Mogg, who presents this to the grand jury in 2023. But why this timeline is relevant is because you have to see the span of time for yourself. 30 years. And ask yourself this, what facts do they have after 30 years? Now, Detective Becker does what every homicide detective does when he arrives on scene. He's assigned to the case. He starts his investigation. At that particular time, though, Tupac Shakur was not dead. He was critically injured. He was at UMC. And it isn't until 6 days later that he passes away. But Detective Becker starts his initial investigation because it's pretty serious, and as a result, he just takes over the investigation. What he will testify to is that Flamingo Total on a Saturday night, in the middle of a fight between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon, it was very busy when he arrived. And he arrived at a time where he was able to determine cartridge casings, .40 caliber, that was found at the scene. That's
all right.
Fact.
So we're going to keep watching it. This is expected. Matter of fact, Graham, our producer, was saying that they may call dozens of witnesses and expert testimony.
Yeah, they're thinking 35 to 45 witnesses at least.
Wow, it's going to be a long trial.
It
That's
definitely
for sure.
is. But
okay.
we'll keep you updated.
Hey, so the president said we are now kind of edging into campaign season. He was at a big rally, and did you hear what he said about the Strait of Hormuz?
Pretty soon I'll be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the United States.
Well, that got a pretty big round of applause. Here's some Iranian TV, and here's the Strait of Hormuz cannot be seized by tweet, nor by aircraft carrier, nor by issuing an order, nor by an election speech. The Iranians will say one thing one day, and the next day they'll say something else. But that was the comments that they were making, and I don't think the president was implying that he was going to do something by a tweet. Which is X now.
Yeah, he probably was being a little facetious.
Yeah, but the U.S. has the firepower to do so. Now, the other thing was that you just saw Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader. He said, we're going to scale back While somewhat unrelated, I asked the president of South Korea if they would like to join us denuclearizing the Islamic Republic of Iran. They said no. So I think he feels like he's going to take these steps and scale back those kind of the drills, the practice drills that we do every year with the South Koreans. Really interesting developments there.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the question becomes, ready on our poll cue, should the Strait of Hormuz become U.S. territory? 13% say, yeah, we're the only ones who can keep that whole situation under control long term. 28% say, no, we need to get out of there, even if it means higher oil prices from here. 60% say we should, but only if our allies help to patrol it.
All right, let's take a look at your YouTube poll question here this morning and see where many of you voting online. I just refreshed. We've got about 1.3 thousand votes. Let me go ahead and share this with you. This is just in the last hour or so. So, yes, we're the only ones who can keep it under control, 23%. 61%, though, the majority says no, we need to get out of there, even if it means higher oil prices. And 16% say we should, but only if our allies help us patrol it. We have 103 comments on this one, Ron. So, Abs, have you been taking a look at the comments? Do we have any pick chosen?
I have been, yes. So, Chad Nielsen, 429, says, under no circumstances should the U.S. try to claim the Strait of Hormuz as a territory. We have no right to do so. We can't control it even if we do, and we should try. And if we try, it will lead to a much broader war. Mr. Anti-Fed says we shouldn't have gotten involved. And Bruce Hughes says, I don't know about the Strait being a U.S. territory, yet we can't allow Iran to dominate the Strait either. So far, there is no coalition of the willing to patrol the Strait and keep it open. So a lot of different comments. You guys can head to our poll and leave what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's really quite amazing, Celeste. We post those polls usually around 9:15 or so. They're up live. And then the next thing you know, we look at it at 10:15 or 10:20, and we're way over 1,000 votes already. People are passionate.
Very passionate. And we appreciate all of your comments because, you know, your comment may be different than the other person's comment. You think a little bit different, but that's why America works.
You know why? The other reason why we appreciate your comments?
Why is that?
Helps us fill time when Sean Spicer doesn't show up. Right?
Well, you
Come
know
on,
what?
Sean.
Here's the thing, Ron. I don't know.
10:25.
We can talk about anything on this show.
Yeah, we can.
Did you do laundry? When'd you get back, by the way?
Last night.
And oh, wow.
I was
late.
ready for, the pilot to come on and say, because we hubbed through Minneapolis.
Yes.
On Delta. And I was just ready as about the time we crossed into Arizona. By the way, I took a picture of the sunset last night looking up above down on the clouds. You will not believe it. That's coming up a little bit later. But I was so ready for him to say, well, looks like, there's an August storm rumbling through the valley, so we are going to have to divert to Albuquerque.
Wow.
Or Vegas.
You thought he was going to say that.
Or where? Yeah, because this time of year, it's dicey flying into Sky Harbor at 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but not this week. It's pretty dry now for a few days.
Yeah,
so you made it.
It all worked out just fine. Anyhow, let's get on to this next story, Celeste, because you ready for this?
You've always wanted to drive a Ferrari.
Oh, my gosh. This is such an amazing... They debuted a new Ferrari, and we talked about it a lot. And, I once said long ago, Celeste, that when it comes to social media, that Twitter, now X, is where the internet goes to panic. And so one of our bosses came up afterwards and said, I like that quote. That's where people go. It's mostly where people go to complain, and everybody was complaining. And so you thought, this is just going to be a bust. It's called the Luce.
Yes.
Well, guess what? You're looking at the car, or, that model anyway, of the most expensive car ever purchased, new car, in the history of the world.
Wow.
$40 million.
Holy smokes. Is it electric?
That's it.
And
it's an EV.
Here's the thing with this vehicle, though, and all of you, I wonder if Mr. Pauline is on here this morning.
Oh, yeah.
For you guys who are hardcore vehicle lovers, to hear the revving of the engine.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I remember when they were putting this thing together. Yeah. That was some of the frustration with these fast cars like Ferrari and Porsche when they create these electric vehicles. Yeah. You don't have the sound, the revving that those you love that sound. Yeah.
I know what's next. Harley's going to go electric.
I think they have fake sounds you can actually import, like you can play them. Yeah. But that was one of the big arguments. I don't know if you're a car person, share with us your thoughts on that. That's crazy.
By the way, so there was a guy, let me just see here. It was a bid at a big charity auction for the Ferrari Luce, and it went for $40 million at this charity auction during Monterey Car Week.
Wow.
And so the regular car, if you want to go out and buy one, it runs about $600,000. But the car is going to head back to its home base in Maranello, Italy, for the final touches to the anonymous buyer who just paid $40 million. And it goes to charity.
It does. It goes to Ferrari Foundation's educational initiatives.
Yeah.
I wonder what those are. So I was looking up here to see if we could find out more about what are the Ferrari Foundation education initiatives.
Yeah,
because it goes to a learning center there in Italy. Imagine that. Millions of dollars to these learning centers in Italy.
That's pretty incredible.
And plus, you get to live there. Get to live in Italy, and then you get to learn at a different level.
I have found, though, we've been a couple of times.
Yeah.
You can get every bit as good of Italian food right here in the Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Than what you're going to eat over there. Now, some purists will be like, Hooner, how could you possibly say that?
I got to tell you, we went to DiMaggio's, which is a local place. Okay. Brandon and Michelle own it. Gary and I had date night on Friday.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Really? Okay.
Amazing.
All right.
It was, and they had these homemade Italian donuts for dessert.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
it was very magical. It was a magical experience.
I tried a place. I want you to jot this down because I know you're always looking for fresh tips.
Is it called Caesars?
It's called
Caesars.
Fazoli's.
I love Fazoli's.
I do too. It's right up my alley. All right, so we're standing by. If you joined us at 10 and you're still waiting for Sean Spicer, he is stuck in traffic. But this is a live podcast. I mean, we just roll with it. Whenever he gets on, we'll join him.
Yeah, so let's go to the mystery camera. Throw your guesses in the chat.
I don't know about you, Celeste, but I cannot wait to find out where the mystery cam is. And ladies and gentlemen, Sean Spicer just logged on, so in about a minute, we're going to be talking to him live. Does this look to you like a Tennessee or a Virginia?
I was thinking Virginia. That's a great guess, Ron.
Okay, right.
We have a couple of, Thomas says New York. We got a Kentucky from Kathy, Valencia from Thomas as well. And then let's see, what else? We have an Iowa, a Missouri from Linda Monter. I love how she throws 2 in there.
Yeah, did you jump in with Thomas and Frankfurt? Okay. We have cameras in Europe. Sure.
We
it's
do.
Possibly Frankfurt.
I mean, Unique Jules says Vermont or Connecticut.
All right.
What are your thoughts, Ron?
I want to go Tennessee.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm going to go with West Virginia.
And the answer is
Right here.
right here.
Pleasant Mount, PA.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that's Pennsylvania.
One last look at it. There, that is beautiful territory.
It's
Celeste.
gorgeous.
I mean, look at that farmer. He is all set. Though he could work on those white picket fences just a little bit.
Maybe he could unleash the cows. They'll munch on maybe some goats, munch on some of that grass. Then you don't even need to mow it.
There is the quote of the morning. Just unleash the cows.
And the goats.
They probably move at a pretty slow rate. Sean Spicer is ready to go. Look at this, you guys. Sean, we're so excited to have you here and joining us out here in Phoenix on Fox 10 Talks.
How are you guys?
We're doing great. All right, so Karoline Leavitt leaving the White House. Here's my question for you. People, they see the briefing, and let's face it, you did a great job over the... How long did you serve? It feels like it was about a year, a little bit less, right?
Mentally, it was like 11 years. It was 7 months total.
Okay.
And how many years of your life did it take from you? Right?
Well, the president used to joke after I stepped down. He said, "My God, you look so much healthier and younger." And I said, "Well, sir, I think that's a reflection on you."
Oh, wow. Good
Brilliant,
job.
brilliant.
All right, so what is the part about being the White House press secretary that you say would maybe be the most exhausting that viewers never see? Exhausting or challenging, but you're up there, you're polished, you're ready to handle any question that comes your way, but what about everything else?
Yeah, it's a great question you're asking because the briefing itself, I'd say, is 15% of the job. That you are in constant meetings with, sometimes it's internal, meaning it's a team meeting on a policy rollout or some other initiative that the White House is launching or the administration's launching. Sometimes it's a national security issue. There are times when you're just getting back briefing the president or other staff. You've got journalists that you're meeting with. Maybe sometimes it's logistical. They are looking to set something up. Maybe they have a question. Maybe you're coordinating with it. But the demands on your time are never ending. I've told people before, we throw around the phrase 24/7 and whatever. This job truly is 24/7 because even when you're at home, maybe you've gone to sleep, that phone rings from time to time saying, I need to give you an update on an issue that has come up, or the president was just informed of the following. They need to keep you in the loop on every one of those issues. So there's really no downtime ever. The intensity, the scrutiny is like nothing I've ever dealt with before.
Okay.
So what is it like for you? Give us an idea, if you can, what it's like for you. You said 24/7. Is it, do you sleep at the office? Do you sleep at home? Do you sleep with the remember pagers? Did you have a beeper? Like what?
Celeste,
I'm trying
this
to
is
have
2017. It wasn't like 1997.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, they would send a mule out to get me with abacus.
I'm dating myself too. I worked with a beeper early on. Yeah,
I had a beeper when I started in campaigns. I had a beeper, and we had like codes that we'd send to tell you how quick you needed to call in or what the topic was. But I would get up just after 5. I'd get to the office around 7. They have across the street from the White House proper, the West Wing, is a building that has I used to joke, it's like a hotel gym for senior staff. And I would go in and I'd get it's an insult to the world workout, but I would do something. I would read while I was in there, get all the headlines, look online. And then I'd have my first meeting by 8. And then, the day would be filled with meetings, whatever. I'd try to get out somewhere between 8 and 9 at night. That's when I'd go home, maybe catch up with my wife. My kids were young. I'd see them, maybe not. And then on the weekends, I chose to work on Saturdays and try to work from home on Sundays. So that's why it truly was a day that you don't get any downtime. And that's if the president's here, then whether it's international travel or obviously he travels to Florida and Bedminster a lot. So there's a lot of moving parts at all times.
Let's talk about Karoline Leavitt. She now is wrapping up her tenure there at the White House. Let's say that you're the one who's interviewing for her replacement. What question would you ask that you would consider to be the key question before you would ever hand them that podium?
Well, I think that I'll answer that backwards. I mean, look, if you don't have a good existing relationship with the president right now, I don't know that you can be successful. Knowing him, having his confidence, having access to him is critical to understanding him, to speaking on behalf of him. So that's what I would argue. If you came into this job thinking somehow, I think I get him, but I'm from the outside, I don't know that you have a high likelihood of success. So that relationship is going to be critical. A comfort and a sense of understanding that you need to go in and make time to go in and see him. When I worked for President Bush, I mean, the notion of walking into the Oval Office without an appointment was unheard of. With President Trump, you know, he expects you to be calling him, to walking in, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just telling you that's going to be the critical thing, is the relationship with the president, the accessibility, the comfort is going to be critical.
You know, listening to you explain the job, what it's like during the day, working on your weekends, those long hours. Now this is a little bit more eye-opening as to why Karoline Leavitt says, you know what, I don't think I can do this anymore. Like it's just a wild gig.
It is. And that's the thing is, like I said, my kids were young. My wife, I can't, I mean, honest to God, I don't know that they would have eaten or had clothes on at any time if she hadn't really taken that burden on. She really,
wow.
There is no, with a job like that, I want to be clear, you are not being the best parent you can be. It's just a fact. And I don't think in this current world people want to say that enough, but I admire Karoline for her decision. Having the second child and understanding what is required of you in that job is just not something that gives you the sense of being the best parent that you could possibly be. I know that. I've been able to do things with my kids now that I would have never been able to do at that level of government. So I think she's making a fantastic decision for what's in the best interest of her family. Remember, the average tenure, I think Sarah, of the 5 press secretaries that President Trump has had, Sarah hit about the 2-year mark. So, I mean, this is not a job that, generally speaking, people stick into for a long time. Yeah. I think Stephanie Grisham had it for 8 months. Kayleigh had it for 10 months. So Karoline is above the power curve when it comes to tenure in that role.
You know, the funny thing, we got to run too, but I just want to squeeze this in real quick. Something happened during your time there where the office became more pop culturized, I guess you could say, than any other press secretary before or since. I mean, we all look forward to you with the motorized podium
yes.
on SNL.
I still have that. It's in my closet.
Good. Okay. So why hasn't any press secretary since then or before really taken it to that level of the pop culture like you did?
Well, I think there was a newness when President Trump came in. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I had met with a lot of my predecessors on both sides of the aisle, gotten advice. I had been an admirer. I was the spokesman for the Republican National Committee for 6 years. I had been on Capitol Hill for 15 or so. So I knew a lot of the folks in the past. No one expected this level of scrutiny and intensity in that job. I mean, to be blunt with you, I kind of thought maybe I'd be C-SPAN famous, where, you know, if you were a political junkie and watched Washington Journal in the morning, like I had, that you'd know who that person was. But I never expected it to go to the level it did. And I think part of it is that President Trump is a showman. He had a reality TV show. He understood the entertainment industry, and he blended all of that business background, that entertainment background, and obviously in office in a way that nobody else had. And he had interest. I remember running the debates. When we would set up the media spin centers for the Republican debates, we had places like Access Hollywood and Extra and, you know, all coming, Inside Edition, that would have never shown up had it not been for President Trump. He brought a level of interest to the presidency and the White House that had never existed in the past.
So, Sean, I just want to, as we're wrapping up here, K Turbo in our chat says, wow, this is a really honest interview. Guy is real. And we're getting some great comments. Real quick, where can we find your show and how can we watch you and connect more with you?
Thank you, Kate. We've got 2 shows. We're on YouTube every day, live 8:30. This week we're off, so don't get excited. We do a live show every morning at 8:30 and 9:30. We take people's questions in the chat. And then I have the Sean Spicer Show every single night at 6 p.m. on YouTube and the First Television Network. So you can find it all at SeanSpicer.com. But thank you for the kind feedback.
So great to reconnect with you. I mean, we felt like we were there hanging out with you every day.
You guys, this is Arizona. You've got a governor's race. You've got a great candidate out there in the first, Jay Feely. So there's going to be a hotbed. So anytime you want to talk politics, you let me know.
We'll have you back. We'll have you back.
We
Absolutely.
just booked you there for once a month. Sean, thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you, Sean. Have a great day.
Care.
All right. So, Celeste, here there is this other story we wanted to get to. Now, Glenn, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump around to our TV poll question, and then we'll talk to TMZ. I don't know if we have enough time to get them in. Maybe we can do it right after the break, but here we go. What is this is our TV poll question. I love this one today, Celeste. Let's talk about it.
So what is a totally normal thing that you're weirdly bad at?
All right. So think about it, and we'll talk about it coming up because look at this. We already got Eric set.
Hey,
ready to
Eric.
go.
Good morning, buddy.
Morning, guys. Happy Monday.
Thanks for your patience with that interview that we just wrapped up.
Sean Spicer.
I've always wanted to follow Sean Spicer, so
Oh, good.
happy to be here.
All right. One quick question, and then if we can, we're going to hold you around over the break.
Okay.
Have you learned anything new now about the Hayden Panettiere, about her passing?
Yeah, so obviously the newsroom is buzzing behind me. The reporters are on this story all day, so definitely stay tuned to TMZ.com for more updates. But right now, the latest one is that we do know Narcan was found at the scene, and it was administered on somebody. We don't know exactly who, but it was there, and we do know that epinephrine was also used on somebody at the scene.
All right. Yeah, I think we have some of those pictures. We'll share them after the break.
Yeah, Eric, can you hang with us just for a quick couple minutes? Thank you, my friend. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Here's another beautiful shot, and we'll be right back, everyone. All right, welcome back, everyone. Beautiful shot here of one gorgeous city around the nation. Ron, I'm sure you know where this is.
I believe it's in Virginia, Celeste, if I'm remembering. I think it might be Alexandria.
It almost looks like a mini little Central Park-ish type thing. You know what I mean? Like green
I
in
do
the
know
middle of
what
this.
you mean, Celeste. Okay, so let's continue with our buddy Eric at TMZ.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Eric, thanks for holding on, my friend. We appreciate
problem.
you. Let's get right back. I think you have some exclusive photographs, some images that you all have shared with us.
Yeah, so we do know that 2 ambulances did show up to the apartment in Greenville, South Carolina, but they did not transport anybody away. Obviously, the coroner took Hayden's body. We do know that she was in there with her boyfriend, Brian, or on-again, off-again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson. We spoke to him 3 months ago, actually, in an interview when Hayden was promoting her memoir, and he actually said in the interview that she would be better off to stay away from him because he's not a great influence on her. I think that could possibly be pertinent once we get more information. And the coroners released a potential or a pending autopsy results where they did say that there was no trauma. So they're still obviously looking into other things. They have to do, chemical tests and things like that. But there was no trauma in the autopsy when she was found.
All thanks to CMZ for that picture and for this picture for providing those.
Thank you.
What are you hearing out of Hollywood today? How's she being remembered?
Yeah, I mean, people are devastated. This is obviously a shock. Not just Hollywood, all over the world. People loved her. The Scream franchise alone was something that a lot of people really followed and loved her in. So yeah, a lot of celebrities, Viola Davis, Allison Stoner, Emma Roberts are all speaking out, and we have a running story on our site where we are updating that as it goes, as more people submit tributes.
Wow, it's just heartbreaking when
She's
so young.
So
Yeah.
young.
36, Eric.
Okay. Eric, thanks so much. I appreciate you hanging out with us for a few extra minutes as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, we'll see you later. Have a good day, my friend.
Time for us to go to the White House, Celeste.
Oh, my goodness. This is kind of a big deal. So Trump is there speaking, and he's chatting about a 16-year-old Ryder Williams. He was a rookie California State Parks lifeguard. He rescued 10-year-old Nathaniel Rye after the boy was swept into dangerous surf, and that's at Seabright State Beach in Santa Cruz. That was in late July.
Do we also, Glenn, do we have access to Edge 2 as well? Can you just live punch that? Let's listen here.
We always try to fall back on our training. We were trained so well by many to handle that situation as best we can. So I really was thinking about how to get the boy out of the water as fast as I can. And for shaping my future, I want to be a firefighter in the future. Hopefully go through paramedic school. And
He's off to a good start. We'll give him recommendations. We may have some good recommendations. Go ahead.
First of all, thank you. You are an inspiration for all of us, I think, and especially you give us hope for your generation. And along those lines, do you have a message for your generation about service and what you're doing?
I hope that everybody can take away from this and try to help more people. Try to look out for everybody around you, and just try to help everybody out as much as you can.
What's the average age of a lifeguard in your area?
I'd say a lot of this last year, a lot of them were 16 to 17 years old.
And you have some that make it a profession, right?
Yes, sir.
A lot. So do you have 35, 40, 45-year-old?
Yes,
That's
sir.
great. And they lead a beautiful life on the surf, right?
Yes, sir.
And they would rather do nothing else, right? That's very good. I think it's great.
Mr. President, on a different topic. Yesterday, John.
Let's finish on this topic. This is very exciting to me. It's so exciting to see something like this happen. He's a real hero. When you see that, I don't know if I'd do it. I wouldn't probably. You're lucky I wasn't on the service that day. I don't know. But no, he's a real hero. It's an amazing thing. And he's a real lucky guy, too. God was watching you, right? Great. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, I do have a question about Iran, but I would like to ask you something about the rescue as well. Following this, there's been a push in Congress to officially affirm that open water lifeguards should be recognized as first responders. That would apparently really open up access to benefits, more federal programs. Would you support that?
Well, I think they have gone a long way to get that done. Something most people don't talk about. We have a lot of other things we talk about. First time I ever heard the question, but This is something that's been going on, I guess. Is that right? I'd like to put my weight behind it. So let's take a look at it. Very important. I like the idea.
All right,
Wow.
so not only did we have the hero lifeguard, but the young man that he rescued at the same time, Celeste.
Oh, my
That was really
goodness.
cool.
What a great story. Here, Ron, listen to this. The most dramatic part of the story is that the young boy, Nathaniel, went limp while Williams was holding him. So he was so heavy.
Oh, boy.
And he said Williams couldn't simply swim back because the surf was so powerful. So he wrapped his arms around Nathaniel, kept his head above water, like the young boy's head above water, and deliberately went underneath approaching waves while waiting for assistance.
Oh, yeah. When he jumped out in that water, you could see the waves were knocking him down, but he knew those seconds were like the difference between life and death.
Yeah. Wow. Remarkable.
That was cool to
Yeah, it
listen in
was.
on for sure. So it just came in live. We decided to take it. Now we can move on to our next guest.
Yes, we can. So this morning we have it's Aleyah Hernandez.
Hi, Aleyah.
Hi, nice to see you. Lean in for us if you don't mind. Just right there. Nice to see you.
So great to meet you.
So talk to us about some of these colors that you brought in and what you do for a living.
Yes, okay, so my name's Aleyah Hernandez. I am the owner of Aleyah's Pro Looks, and I'm here to represent the Diva Den and the Diva Den AZ. And we're throwing on an event. It's called Diva Con. So excited about this.
Love
yes,
it.
right.
Diva Con in Chandler, Arizona.
Yes,
right?
yes.
We love divas around here.
That microphone so we
Okay,
can
gotcha,
hear you.
gotcha. Yes.
So how do you do, is this like color draping or is that what you do?
Yes, so it's color analysis. So here I have some samples. I might get to try this on you both.
Let's give it a shot right now. Ron,
Yes.
we both
Do you
wore
love
white.
this purple tie?
It's great. It does work great.
thank
Yes.
you very much.
Well, he likes purple because he went to University of Washington. He's a Husky.
Okay, gotcha. Yes, of course.
So how do you begin the process?
Yeah, of course. So I go ahead and I just drape these colors on you, and then I can tell as the professional which colors bring out your skin tone, which one makes it more even, which kind of dulls your skin. So
let's do it for Celeste or me. Who was your first guinea pig?
Let's
You wanna
start with
me?
Ron. Let's
Fine.
start with Ron.
Okay.
Ron's back from a vacay, Aleyah, and so this is his treat.
Normally I'm not near this tan.
You bronze beauty.
Okay, ready? Now go ahead and speak.
Okay, so I'm gonna drape this gold over you.
Oh, yeah, man.
Here, I'll hold it right here.
That's my boy.
Wow.
Holy cow. Get me to Vegas.
You're a bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, so I'm gonna go also compare it to the silver here.
Oh.
And so we're gonna compare the difference. I'm gonna pull this back aside.
Okay.
And we're gonna show this one.
So what do you think?
I think so. The color kind of drains out of your skin with this color.
Yeah,
on
so it's like
here.
a gold.
Great.
And this gold really brings
So-
harmony to your skin.
Wow.
So I think, okay, this is a warmer color for
Yeah,
you.
I like it.
So this is a fun one. Yes. And then
Okay.
there's a big difference. There's the difference.
Does that mean he's a
between-
warm-colored person?
I
like
think
warm?
so.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Am
this
I
one
also
here-
warm-blooded? Because I'm always sweating in this studio.
We got this pink here. I'm just gonna
Okay.
put this here.
Uh-huh.
And then I have it by vivid pink. So there are many
Ooh.
characteristics that go into color analysis.
Hold on, let's see.
not
Let's
bad.
either pastel or
I'm bold
vivid.
enough to wear pink once in a while, Celeste.
We're gonna do pink.
I do wear pink once in a while.
It takes a real man to wear pink, Ron. You
Yes,
can do it.
Agreed. Yes. So this is a vivid color here.
Okay.
This is
This is
fun.
a more muted color.
Okay.
Actually,
So which one do you think?
I think this vivid.
The
is,
hot pink,
It's
yeah,
actually
the vivid.
complementary to you. This one almost doesn't have
Like
enough
washes him
contrast.
out almost,
it does,
right?
You can
Oh,
tell.
really?
It's
Yeah.
amazing how much of a difference this makes.
Okay.
I will go ahead and
So
Okay,
reds,
come on
reds
over,
and
Aleyah. We'll
golds
give-
for the
Yes.
Hooner. Let's see what happens with Celeste. Ready?
Okay. And why is this important for, people to understand this in everyday life?
Yes, so when you're wearing the right colors, it can come across as your confidence. So you can really feel like your best. If you're in the wrong color, something's going to feel off.
Okay.
And especially when you're doing anything important, any type of, event, or even just your day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see this one. This one, I'll wash this out a little bit. This is
The
actually
vivid.
better.
See,
Yes.
shows
so-
you what I know. I was falling in love with the pink on you, Celeste.
They're both great, yes. But sometimes it will just feel a little bit off, and you don't know why. And honestly, colors make such a huge difference. Let's see
That's a good
here.
look.
Yeah, you like the silver?
Uh-huh.
Ron
Okay,
likes the
let's see.
silver. Let's see if the
But
gold.
this gold, though.
Oh, yeah, I think I like the gold better. Right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So there are many characteristics that go into the color analysis.
Yeah.
It can be from warm and cool,
Wow.
muted, vivid
fun. And so
colors.
And so it gives you an idea of what to look for, and then you kind of wake up and you're able to have maybe even feel a little bit more powerful throughout your day.
Yes, honestly, having that confidence, it changed my life to follow my dreams and do all the things that I would not be able to do if I wasn't feeling my best. You feel like crap, you don't want to do anything. And so this changes things, just having makeup, hair, you don't always have to be ready, but if colors of your wardrobe makes a huge difference just in your day-to-day.
And so now you're helping people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
How do we find you?
Yes, so find me on Instagram. It's Aleyah's Pro Looks, ALEYAH. And I'm here representing for DivaCon, so you can find those tickets. Yes, so we're going to have workshops. There's going to be my color analysis workshop at 3:30 p.m. And we're going to have hairstylist workshop, somebody that did my hair today. His name is Vincent. Yes, and there's going to be a confidence workshop. So just helping people. We just want everybody to feel amazing and confident.
Do we find DivaCon on the gram, or does it have a website? What?
Yes, so you can find Instagram, it's the DivaDen AZ, and then the website is thedivadenaz.com. So that's where you can RSVP for free. It's a free event. They want to support their community, and the way that they're doing that is throwing it on for free. They want to just provide resources, so there'll be panels, networking, shopping, performances, live performances. So
Aleyah, thank
you.
Yes,
of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
so great. We're both warm colored, Ron.
Yeah, we are.
Aleyah,
Yes,
thank you.
of
So
course.
nice to meet
Thank you so much.
Hey, by the way, as we get ready to say our goodbyes, Celeste,
Yes.
remember I promised I was going to show you what the sunset looked like last night?
I was hoping we were going to talk about coffee and testosterone. But
Well, we only got a minute left. We promise that tomorrow we will get to the coffee and testosterone story. We blame Sean Spicer for running 20 minutes late, but whatever.
we love Sean Spicer.
I know,
Thank you.
I know.
It was wonderful.
But I looked out the window and I just thought, well, there's God's handiwork on display. I mean, that is one of the, and you can see the clouds moving around. That is over New Mexico, looking west toward the beautiful Navajo lands of Arizona. And it just took my breath away. These sunsets that we get in this state are incredible.
It's something about, too, I think, those New Mexican skies. I don't know if it's the color of the red sand or red dirt, or you know what I mean? Almost like in Sedona. Those
Land of
magical,
enchantment,
Yeah, no
Celeste.
kidding. Ron, it's great to have you back, buddy.
Thank you.
We missed
Fun
you.
being back. Now we know our proper colors.
Yes, we do. We're very warm-blooded.
And we know Sean Spicer loves us and we'll come back.
That's right. And we know you'll come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. For now, Anita and Ty are taking over. Have a great day.
Happy Monday. Welcome on in. We're going to continue things rolling here on Fox 10 Talks.
It's a jam-packed show. It's kind of
Indeed it
shaky.
is. Okay. Sure is. All right, let's talk about the forecast, shall we? Because
It's shaky.
Anita,
We have one little blooper.
one little blooper on the morning show, and they don't let you forget about it.
It wasn't me.
Big
Just
facts.
Our director, Glenn, also like to remind
Mm-hmm.
you.
All right, let's get right over to Crystal. Hey,
We
Crystal.
should tell everyone what shaky means, though, quickly.
We had a story about the earthquake. It was in Douglas. And
Well, it was outside of Douglas.
But it was felt in Douglas. And so I was just trying to ad-lib through the story, and for some reason I couldn't think of
He
the
said
word earthquake, so I said shaky.
He said people in Douglas are feeling a little shaky. It's
true.
Not entirely, not entirely inaccurate.
It was
It's
only
accurate.
a magnitude 4 earthquake, so it wasn't something
Right,
terrible.
Right. But everyone turned around and looked at you and goes,
And I was like, oh.
shaky.
Well, they get it. The earth was shaking, and it was a little, what?
Right.
Shaky. It was.
Yeah.
So it makes
We
sense.
like it. So it's shaky Monday.
Okay.
All right,
And the
should
we-
I save you
Please.
from
The
yourselves?
weather's a little topsy-turvy.
I missed you guys last week.
Did you?
We missed you.
I missed doing this.
And by the way,
so much.
She has her
in
fingers
case
crossed while
we
she's
don't
saying
have
that.
you on here tomorrow, everyone else at home, happy birthday, Crystal.
Oh, thank you.
In case you're not on
Thank
tomorrow,
you.
which
Wait,
you
is
probably
tomorrow
will be.
your birthday?
Tomorrow's my birthday, yes.
I got to put that in my calendar.
Oh, okay.
You'll
Crystal's
forget by
birthday.
tomorrow.
Go ahead and do
No,
that.
I'm going to do it right now.
punch
Are
up
you
my
gonna bake
graphics
her a
so I
cake?
can-
Yeah. No.
Anita did bake me a cake. I'm very excited to eat it tonight.
Why'd
I
you
hope
bake
it
her
might
one?
be dry.
Oh, well, I won't tell you if it is.
Okay.
Don't worry.
No, you can. It's okay. I'd rather not.
Take a look at the temperatures, guys. It is hot out there. So I take off a week, and it's like a law of physics that if I'm off work, then we get stormy weather because I like to track stormy weather. So, of course, I missed it last week. Now we're back to the heat. We're at 105 right now at Sky Harbor Airport. We're at 103 in Deer Valley. We're at 104 right now in Goodyear, and we are at 105 in Queen Creek. So pretty much the entire valley already really feeling the heat, but of course it's going to be continuing to climb. So there are extreme heat warnings in place for the usual suspects whenever we get this kind of hot, where we're looking at the Valley, Pinal County, portions of Graham Greenlee, a little bit of Gila, and most of Pima as well, and then over along western Arizona. So for today, it started at 10 a.m., so like an hour ago for the Valley and most of southern parts that you see shaded in pink here. It lasts all the way through Friday, 8 o'clock at night. So it's the entire work week that we are under this extreme heat warning for temperatures generally in the 109 to 112 range. Not to say you couldn't wobble out of like a 107 or a 113, 14 in a few spots, but generally that's where most of the temperatures will be in those spots shaded in pink. And then up in Mojave County, it'll start tomorrow at 10 a.m., but same deal. It'll last until Friday, 8 o'clock in the evening. And that's if they don't extend it. I could see it potentially being extended through Saturday as well. So we'll have to see what the National Weather Service offices do around the state. But just the heads up that we are in the thick of the heat again, which, it's August. We tend to see a couple good heat bursts through August and sometimes even in September. So it's not a total shock. It's not going to be setting records, but it is still quite warm. So that's why those alerts are out. The troublemaker is the dome of high pressure, the ridge really of high pressure that has been building over the southwest. And this ridge is going to continue to sit over the southwest as we go through tomorrow and even into Wednesday. Now, by Wednesday into Thursday, it starts to shift a little northward. As the area of high pressure shifts northward, it's one of those where high pressure is our friend and foe because it's what makes us so hot in summer, but it's also what helps guide monsoonal moisture when it's in the right location. And so the right location is typically, if the valley wants storms, up near the Four Corners region. And that's what we will see start to happen. So that may allow for better storm chances. But again, it's not until like Thursday into Friday. So when we look at our high temperatures, we're at 112 today, tomorrow. We're at 111 Wednesday, and then 110 on Thursday and Friday. Like I mentioned, none of these break records, but we do get pretty close to record level. 115 is the record the next 3 days. And actually, I looked it up. The record was set back in 2020 for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. It was 2019 on Thursday, and then I believe it was just last year, 2025 on Friday. So the records for these next 5 days have all been set sometime between last year and 2019, which is pretty exceptional that we've just had such hot spells and hot runs recently. Here's the look at our futurecast. The one good thing is that we are looking at a few more storm chances for some folks, mostly up in the high country, north and east parts of the state. So if you're a fan of the monsoon weather, you're not like totally ridding the state of it here. That'll be again like near the White Mountains and then down into southeastern Arizona. If we get a couple stronger storms this evening down in southeastern Arizona, that could kick up some wind or even some dust for the valley, but it's a a low chance that we will feel those impacts, like a 10% chance of some isolated activity on the outer edge of the valley. And then otherwise, guys, we dry on out. And like I said, generally rain chances are pretty like non-existent through midweek. And then it's Wednesday night into Thursday into Friday that we'll watch a little better chance, potentially into the weekend as well. We'll have to see how the pattern kind of fleshes out. But yeah, we're looking at like Thursday into Thursday night for now, best potential for some storms. So if you want the wet weather, keep your fingers crossed. End of the week.
We will indeed.
Thank you.
Crystal, thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. All right, here's what you're reading. These are the top 3 web stories right now on fox10phoenix.com. And man, this was kind of a shocking and sad one this morning.
Yeah, I woke up to this morning because I went to bed really early last night. Hayden Panettiere, who starred in many different television shows, Nashville and Heroes, dies at the age of 36. She was also in Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington. That was a big one. I Love You, Beth Cooper. She was also in 2 Scream movies. She's been very vocal about a lot of the hardships that she has felt, that she has been dealing with. She lost her brother a couple years ago, said that was difficult, postpartum depression. And so a lot of people are very sad about this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The number 2 most clicked on story here this morning, Arizona's first dog cafe opens in Phoenix, offering some coffee and adoptable pups. It's a win-win.
Or pugs.
Or pugs. You can get a pug, a pup, cup.
I love the fact that this is one of our top stories on our website.
People are clicking on it, right?
And so here's the situation. They're saying make a reservation.
Really?
They're saying make
It's
a
that
reservation. That way you have a better shot of actually cuddling a pup.
There you
and
go.
their hope is that these pups will be so sweet and cuddly, you'll leave with one.
Yeah, this is our number 3 most clicked on story on fox10phoenix.com, and this was kind of wild. Phoenix Fire and Rescue having to take 3 people on 3 separate incidents off of our valley trails. And as Crystal mentioned, we are in that excessive heat warning, which means that some of the most popular trails, including Piestewa, Camelback, and many trails on South Mountain, will be closed today because of the extreme heat.
They're closed 8 to 5 a.m., so you can hike really early in the morning. You have to be off that trail at 8. You can head back up, but a lot of the firefighters we speak to say just don't do it right now. It's way too dangerous, and if it's dangerous for you, it's dangerous for the first responders. Even though they train, they have to go up in this heat with all that gear to get people down.
All right, let's move on. We have our next guest waiting in the wings here, and this is such an interesting story. I just was reading a little bit about this. We have Rob Meinke, who is the ALS Arizona Board Chair, as well as a veteran. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this, because when I read this first sentence, I was kind of blown away. A history of military service is one of the most well-established risk factors for ALS. Do we have any reason or knowledge of why?
Yeah, the test was done post 9/11 with 10 million veterans, and the results indicated that yes, there is a slightly higher incidence of ALS among veterans, and we found that there's difference among the branches as well. So the Air Force had the highest incidence of ALS among the branches, and the Marines had the lowest.
That's specific.
Yeah, it was that specific. And within the Air Force, it was pilots, it was the crew, and missile operations. But what's important about this whole thing with respect to veterans is the risk is slightly higher, but still ALS is considered a rare disease, and veterans shouldn't be alarmed. It's a very minor difference in the risk versus the general population, but there was in fact a difference.
Break down what we know about ALS. We've talked to, I think last month was ALS Awareness Month, where we actually did have an expert speaking a little bit about this topic, and I think it is an alarming and surprising statistic. But ALS, there's no known cure. We don't know if it's genetic. We don't necessarily know who and how and why people get it.
Well, there's a couple things. It's an autoimmune disease. And the way I describe it, I'm not a physician, but the way I describe it is that the pathway from your brain to all your muscles is slowly destroyed. And so it's like a highway that gets torn up. We don't know why and how it happens. But you mentioned genetics. 10% of the cases are genetic. We have found a gene that is passed on to family members. 90% of ALS cases are sporadic, meaning it's we don't know why.
So it affects things like speech, mobility.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. It affects. It can start in the lower extremities. It can start with your speech, and it ultimately affects every part of your body, including your ability to breathe.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Such a scary disease. With this kind of, I guess, study coming out, is there going to be more focus on kind of like military and watching more of these members as maybe their ALS progresses, or more, I guess, warnings for some of these individuals?
Yeah, the key thing is what causes it. And we haven't been able to determine what the specific causes are within the military. It's interesting that we found the different branches have different rates, but we still don't know why and what causes ALS. So yeah, we'll continue to study veterans, but the general population as well. And we're so fortunate here in the Valley. We've got some great organizations that study ALS. Our chairman now, Bob Barzer, is one of the leading researchers in the country. But the Bovie Institute, Mayo Clinic, Honor Health, Barrow Brain and Spine. I mean, we do have some of the best research facilities in the country that are working on it.
So we have a study that looked at after, right, the different branches, but do we have studies maybe that are looking at people or testing before they go in to see if maybe, this person does have the genetics, or, where this person's health is, and then as they're exiting the military or a couple of years in, I like, does this potentially mean we would have funding for a study like that?
I don't think so. It's a really interesting question that you raise, whether you test pre and post. So I'm not sure. That's an intriguing question.
We'll have to keep looking into that.
Right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Rob, if folks want more information about what you do here locally, how can they get that
Yeah,
information?
thank you very much for asking. alsaz.org. Is our website. It's a terrific website. We've got 3 events coming up that are important. September 19th in Prescott, we're doing our ALS Walk. October 24th down in Tucson, an ALS Walk. And November 7th here at the Salt River Flats, we're doing our ALS Walk. The final thing is our big Bite Night event. We've moved to May 8th next year. At the Hyatt Gainey Ranch, and we'll have up to 1,000 people. Wow. Letitia Fry, our famous local auctioneer, will be at it.
We'll have to have
put
you
all
back.
that up. Thank you so much.
Yes, please.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Really quick before we go to break, you guys, what year was it?
All right, this is our game we play every day right here on Fox 10 Talks. IBM launched the personal computer. I'm going to go early 82.
76. Welcome back in, everyone. 11:15 Monday, Fox 10 Talks. The question was?
IBM launched the personal computer. We got some guesses in the chat. We've got a 1975, a 1978, and a 1979. I said the early 80s, but I had honestly no idea.
Okay. I said 76.
All right, let's see what the answer is.
Oh,
1981.
look at you. You're good at this game.
There you go.
You're smarter than I am.
Let's go out to this because we brought you this as breaking
Wow.
news earlier this morning. This is a natural gas fire that is burning in Oklahoma, and we're now getting some additional details about this.
Glenpool, Oklahoma, these are 3 massive tanks that are on fire at the Explorer Pipeline tank farm in Glenpool. This was caused, the understanding is, by lightning. A lightning strike sparked the blaze Monday morning. Containment is still intact, which is good. No additional tanks have caught fire, but additional equipment and resources are being brought in. The tanks at the facility contain liquid petroleum products.
This is kind of wild, isn't it? So I just
Wow.
looked at where Glenpool is. It is directly south of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and this has been burning basically out of control now since we came on the air. What was this morning we broke in?
I think that
probably
I was
right around 7 or so.
Oh gosh, no, it was way later.
Was it later?
I think it was closer to 9 when I first saw that you guys broke in with it, because I was on my way out and
About 9 or 10, I think.
about 9 or 10 this morning, yeah, is what our producer Graham is telling us. But it really is just unbelievable to see how massive this fire is. And you know, they're talking about containment and that they're able to contain it, which is really impressive. But a fire like this, firefighters can't go in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they're training for. It doesn't matter what the surrounding in. It's too dangerous, especially when you have petroleum products. You have liquid petroleum burning right now that can explode at any point. So they do what they call they fight for the fire from the defense. So they're just making sure that fire doesn't spread.
Yeah, so we've been learning that there's a ton of evacuations. They've closed schools in some of the areas. Some of these schools are actually kind of like a shelter in place right now just because they were too afraid to let the kids out. So we are going to continue to monitor this, but yeah, we'll keep watching this throughout the day, and we'll have updates for you on later edition of Fox 10 Talks, and as well as regular Fox 10 on the news.
Okay, let's head over to another state next door, Nevada.
Your former home.
Yeah. I used to work in Las Vegas, you guys, so we want to introduce you to Aaron Berger. He's the CEO of the Neon Museum. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, I'm so glad to be with you all.
Yeah, so I used to work at the NBC out there and love Las Vegas, love the neon signs. I mean, that is absolute Las Vegas history.
It is an amazing place to be in the Neon Museum and have a chance to walk down memory lane in such a unique and different way.
You have to walk down it, sorry Ty, you have to walk down it at night though, when those signs are lit up. It's really cool to see during the day, but you have to go in at night.
That is cool.
It is a very different experience during the day. There are about 300 signs that are on display throughout the boneyard. But at night, we have about 10% of those that are actually lit. And so those really dominate the room. So during the day, you get that sort of overall viewpoint of Las Vegas in its past, present, and future. But at night, yeah, you're right. It's pretty impressive to stand in front of that Moulin Rouge pink and see that glow that you can see from space. It's pretty awesome.
That's cool. Aaron, give us the history of this, because you guys are a nonprofit, and this is just something that you guys kind of had this idea, let's preserve some of this Las Vegas history, because it was just kind of, wasting out in the desert, and you're like, let's put it all in one place for people to enjoy.
It is I love that you asked that. So it's important to put it in the context of the fact that we are the implosion capital of the world, right? So we don't just let go of history, we blow it up and celebrate it. So imagine the fact that there were people who were very historically minded, mid-90s, that got together and worked with a company here locally called YESCO, the Young Electric Sign Company. And they decided that this was going to be their form of historic preservation for a city that is like no other in the world. And from there, we lit our first sign. November 13th will actually be 30 years ago. Lit our first sign and have continued to grow to a very, very significant collection, of which only 35% is actually on view right now. So we're continuing to collect and tell the stories.
Only 35 is actually on display?
Yeah, only 35% of the show, of the entire collection.
What's go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask you, what does it take to restore some of these signs to kind of its former glory? And who do you have that does that work?
Well, first it starts with prayer.
Hallelujah.
It is a process that actually is very historically based. So we work very closely with everything from postcards to photographs to any and all aspects of historic pieces of neon and tubing that we can pull from to actually bring these pieces back to not only light, but historically accurate depictions of what we're looking at. And so when you look at a lot of the signs that you see on display, you'll see pieces that have, I mentioned that Moulin Rouge pink. You'll see some that are really vibrant pieces of tubing, and then some that are more of a coral pink. And that coral pink dates all the way back to 1955. Whenever we can, we restore actually as little as possible. We want to maintain the original artifact to the best of our ability.
How cool.
You mentioned 1955. Is that one of the oldest signs that you have?
It is one of the older ones. However, the oldest in our collection is actually the Green Shack, which was a fantastic restaurant for chicken and fried chicken and beer and cocktails. Our sign actually dates to the mid-30s. That's the oldest piece in our collection. It was a frequent location for those that were going out to build what was then called the Boulder Dam and is now known as the Hoover Dam.
Amazing. You have a really fun event coming up with Steve Wynn, whose name is all over
Vegas,
all over Las Vegas, at the Golden Nugget. And I have to tell you, when I went for my interview years ago at the NBC affiliate, we stayed at the Golden Nugget, and they had just renovated, and I loved it. It's, I think, like one of those hidden gems people don't realize. Fremont Street is so cool.
It is definitely so there's the Strip, and then there's downtown Vegas. And downtown Vegas is the original footprint. It speaks so much to our history as a city. And so when we do our program, which is called Duck Shed, which I'm happy to explain the kookiness and craziness of DDS, but Duck Shed is always centered around that Fremont Street experience because it is the history of our city. So Golden Nugget is the perfect place to have Steve Wynn come and speak, as he was the owner. He was also one of the masterminds that came up with the canopy that is now over Fremont Street. We have the mayor at the time, Jan Jones Blackhurst, who will be introducing him that night and talking about really specific, looking at 1987 to 1992. And why this is important is because if you think about the properties that were alive in the early and mid 90s, early and mid 80s rather, you're looking at properties like the Tropicana that had a 9-foot ceiling and no outdoor windows or light, and definitely no clocks. We don't want you to know how long you've been sitting at a gambling
or how much
table,
money
right?
we're spending.
Exactly. Right. God forbid. So all of this changes very dramatically with the building of the Mirage, and that was Steve Wynn's concept. So we're going to talk about the concept of the design, why we built it, what was the construction process like. So architecturally, it was very significant. Of course, we also know about this amazing thing called the volcano, which was wild and unusual. I have to admit that I always thought the volcano was part of this idea that if you had sort of over-imbibed on the Strip a little bit too much, you could get in the cab and go, I'm at the place with the volcano, and you would know where to go, right? But that wasn't actually Steve Wynn's intention. His intention was to think of the Strip as a carnival, and that each property needed to have sort of a carnival barker that was standing out front saying, come here, come here, come here. And so if you look at the Wynn property and you think about the volcano in front of the Mirage, you think about the Pirate Show in front of Treasure Island, and then, of course, the Bellagio Fountain. Each one of those is sort of that carnival burger that's begging you to come inside and explore more. So we'll talk about some of that, and then we'll talk about operating and the fact that this property was the first one to actually build a stage that was for a specific act, and that act was Siegfried and Roy. So we're going to be able to talk about, as an architect, how do you build animal pens, and how do you deal with fun things like animal scat and dealing with, right? These are topics that, as a museum director, I didn't
only in Las
expect to talk
Vegas. Only in Las Vegas.
Aaron, this is so cool.
Yeah. Hey, we're running out of time. How do people find you guys? How do they buy tickets?
Best way to go is to go to duckduckdead.com, and it'll give you all the information of not just the Steve Lynn, but the 40 other programs that we have going on throughout that 5-day window in October. It's great fun for everybody.
If Ty and I come out, can we get a peek at the signs that aren't on display?
Oh,
like a
come on, I
behind
will
the
give you a
scenes.
good time.
Hey.
Listen, I am known for a good time in Vegas.
Oh, on
Aaron,
our way.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank
you
you.
for your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I
Have a
appreciate
good
it all
one.
very
That was
much.
great. Okay, very quickly before we say goodbye.
Our producers pulled my bloopers,
Here we
so
go.
without further ado, here's Shaky Shaky.
Did you feel it? Parts of Arizona getting a little shaky from a little earthquake that moved through portions of southern Arizona.
There it is.
Oh,
Shaky.
shaky. I mean,
Nice work, you guys. Nice work turning that blooper. Do
used
you want
to-
to hear it one more time?
Yeah.
Did you feel it?
Did
Parts
you
of
feel
Arizona
it?
getting a little shaky from a little
shaky. We used to say that to Shorty after he got out of the pool. We would say,
Do your little shaky.
shaky.
All
See
right.
you tomorrow, guys.
Have a good one.
Every morning, right before we begin, Des and I, at 11:30, I get a little text message from Dean Fazzini. And he said, so this is North Bend, Washington. Now, this is beyond North Bend. That is the summit of Snoqualmie Pass, Des. And I'm dating Renee. It's back in the 70s. And I said, do you want to come to my house in Wenatchee and meet my family for Christmas?
What'd she say?
And she said, absolutely. And by the time we got to this, it's beautiful in August, but it's totally snowbound in the winter. And she's like, you are definitely taking me to a winter wonderland, because that's the road that goes from Seattle and the UW over to my hometown of Wenatchee.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Isn't
it? Looks
it?
so fake almost. Like the mountains behind the trees there.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
I know. It looks like the AI version, but believe me, I've driven those roads. There's nothing AI about them.
Looks like there's snow on the mountains.
Yeah, I think there would be almost all year round. There's a couple of big, of course, Rainier, Mount St. Helens, Mount Adams. There's another one called Mount Baker that is quite spectacular, Glacier Peak, and they should all have snow on them still this time of year, even though it's the hottest time of the year, that's for sure. So how's life treating you?
Good.
Yes?
How are you?
Really
How's
great.
Vacation? Glad to have you back.
Yeah, it was good to be back.
Yeah.
It was just good to be anywhere that was cold.
We were like, you're the only one on staff that like comes back and jumps right in. You landed last night.
Right.
We're like, nah, we would have taken Monday
I know.
too.
This might be the one where I say Ty is the smartest guy in the newsroom, because he does it like that all the time,
yeah,
right?
He does.
Yeah. Anyway, good to be back and to hang out with you. These pictures of this fire that was just raging for the last several hours. In fact, I'll have to double check. They were having a hard time even getting a handle on it. It might still be burning as we speak. Okay, matter of fact, look at this. Got live pics. Okay, there's the live pic. It looks like the camera's gone further back now. I don't know if that's out of a precaution or what, but let's go back to the video now from, this would have been about 2 hours ago. Yeah, just a fireball burning at it is incredible to think the way Mother Nature can work sometimes, Des. There have been reports that it could have been a lightning strike that actually caused this to happen.
Yeah, according to Fox 23, and it looks like that lightning struck a liquid natural gas tank.
Yeah.
Just how unlucky, is all of that to time up that way to strike something of that nature. And that's why we're getting the flames out of this that we're seeing here.
Yeah, three
it's just pretty
different tanks burning in Glenpool. And they do think there was a lightning storm going on. I actually think, lightning can strike anywhere. But I don't recall ever reporting on the fact that it had hit a facility like this with that tank farm right there. That's one of the worst places you could ever imagine a lightning strike.
Yeah,
happening.
not good. 2 tanks, they're reporting, Fox 23, have exploded and continue to remain on fire. So that's why we're getting these images here.
Yep. Okay. Hey, we're going to welcome Shane Doherty to the big microphone now. We're excited to have him on as a guest.
Good morning, Shane.
Hi,
Well,
Sean.
good morning, guys.
Thanks for being with us.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
Yeah. So you're an expert in commercial real estate, correct?
Yes, yeah.
And also you kind of keep track, I guess, of consumer trends, because you got to be ahead of the curve to know when you're in a market like this where I sometimes have to remind people, we're in one of the boomingest of boom towns this country has ever seen.
Yeah.
I moved here 40 years ago. There was 1 million people. Now there's 5 million people.
Right.
And it keeps going like that. What are the trends that help us to kind of buck the national slowdown?
Yeah, it's no secret that Arizona has become a darling. I moved here, my wife and I moved here from Newport Beach 22 years ago. Living downtown, and it was very quiet, and obviously affordability was really important to us. I was traveling a lot for work on an airplane, so Phoenix was a great place for us to be, and then to see the level of growth that I've seen, but also you've seen, having been here for 40 plus years. I think a lot of people are really looking at just quality of life. Coming from a major metro like LA or Orange County, it's just very, very busy. And so I think that people were looking for places to, look out, different markets like Could have been Phoenix, it could have been Boise, could have been Austin. Again, this is 20 plus years ago, where some of these cities were considered secondary or even tertiary cities. But now, obviously, we're seeing now that we bumped Boston to become the 5th largest metro in the United States. And even last year, we saw 110,000 people move to Arizona.
Wow.
So you have the growth there just of people, right? So then that's going to really drive the commercial real estate sector, which I work in. So that causes a demand for all types of growth, right? But secondly, you're looking at areas that are completely blank. I think at some point in time we'll talk about TSMC up in North Phoenix, where they acquired 2 square miles of land, and that's going to be a city within a city. They have invested over $120 billion into the state of Arizona.
And it's already brought us international flights to Asia,
Absolutely.
which is so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're very grateful for, associations like GPEC, the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, as well as the Arizona Commerce Authority, that are really bringing these folks here and really telling them why, Arizona is a great place to do business in.
My husband and I ended up here by happenstance. So Arizona wasn't on our list at all to lay down roots. And then, we kind of got stuck here for a moment in COVID and have fallen in love. We like the weather and whatnot. But what is it that is so attractive about Arizona commercially, and if you can talk residentially as well, especially in a state where we're dealing with drought? We're dealing with education issues. So what are those things that are really attractive?
Well, I think, when you look at the growth that Arizona has seen and the level of infrastructure that's required to support that, I think we have to give a lot of credit to our city planners when we talk about the freeways around Arizona. Obviously, we all get frustrated, when they close I live in North Central Phoenix, so how could you close the 51, on a Thursday?
There ought to be a law.
Yeah, there ought to be a law.
We're going to make it better.
But it's nice to see a lot of the growth, whether it's the 303 expansion. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of growth in the Northwest Valley. We're seeing a tremendous amount of growth in the West Valley and the Southeast Valley. So when we think about all of these people that are coming to Arizona, how do we support them? So that's just from a city to city standpoint.
So infrastructure is good.
Huge,
it's growing. It's expanding.
Yeah, and I think when we keep talking about somebody like a TSMC, for example, it's one thing for them to put a plant of that size in that market up in North Phoenix, but then you really have to think about the infrastructure around that to support that. So we're talking about schools, we're talking about healthcare, we're talking about retail, we're talking about multifamily living, as well as some of the single-family residential developments that are going up in those markets. So I think we're surrounded by some really, really intelligent people that are really looking out for the future for Arizona.
Let me ask you if you think the cities are doing a good enough job in their planning, though, because I live out in the Eastmark area, and there have been so many warehouses go up that I'm like, well, I guess that's good for right now, but that's a lot of homes that otherwise are not going to get built. I had multiple family members this weekend. I'm away on vacation. They're sending me, there's a new development that they're talking about called Legacy Park out there by the Gateway Airport, where they're going to try to bring in a JW Marriott, a Lifetime Fitness, and people get excited when there are things that they can use. Look, I know that data centers are important for the economy, but not a lot of people work there. And are these cities, do they really have the long-term view out there? Because it feels to me like we're getting an awful lot of warehouses in Mesa where I thought we were going to be getting a lot more restaurants and theaters and fitness centers, et cetera.
Those are great questions. I think, let's talk about Mesa Gateway, for example. I have some experience working with some developers out. And just to preface, I work in the national commercial title and escrow space. So these transactions that are happening, we are right in the middle of them. And so we have seen the development at Mesa Gateway, for example. We know that Sky Harbor is the hub, right? And Mesa Gateway was maybe just known for Allegiant Airlines, right? We have seen tremendous growth at Mesa Gateway on all sections around that, the amount of manufacturing that's actually happening there. And we will see that airport really start to continue to grow. It's led by some great people at Mesa Gateway. And then you look at around, yes, obviously you've got some very significant industrial development out there on the warehouses, to your point, Ron. But I think also is, again, the questions with the cities are, what are we going to do to support that? I do believe that most cities are really taking the time to figure out who they're going to plant there and what is that development, like a JW Marriott, who's that going to cater to? Who's that going to assist?
Okay. Well, we could talk for hours, Des.
Your question?
Yeah, for sure.
Just like, I want to know.
Well, I mean, it's just they become controversial, and yet I think we all use AI.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll bring you back some other time, Sean,
course,
to keep talking about it. There are plenty of exciting developments on the horizon. We're both, by the way, see that little Clover on his. We're both from the same part of Ireland.
I was
going
to ask, were you going to share that?
Yeah. Donegal.
Cool.
Donegal, that's right.
That's from
I feel left out. What does that mean?
Yeah.
It's a county in the northwest part of Ireland.
Okay.
You can be Irish right now.
Okay. All right,
and then on
thank
St.
you.
Patrick's
Adopt me
Day
for the
too.
moment?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
I went over to the Irish Cultural Center before I ever went to Ireland, and I met Mary Moriarty. And I love Mary, and she's got this thick Irish accent.
Yes.
And she said, "Well, where are you from?" And I said, "Out on the Inishowen Peninsula in Donegal." And she looks at me and says, "Oh, that's the wild part of Ireland."
Yes, it is.
That explains it all, you guys.
Anyway, okay, great having you. Come back and see us
Thanks,
again.
guys. Appreciate you so much. Yeah, my pleasure.
Hey, Des, before we take a quick break, did you hear about the hungry bear that just decided to take a bite here? What about this?
Oh my gosh, look at him. I'm surprised he fits in the window there. This bear
Look at this.
is
That
not
is a bear.
shy. Look at him. And you see what's around his neck too? He's known.
Yeah.
He's known to be in this part of the woods
Okay.
and maybe be up to this mischievous behavior here because he's got a tracker. But this black bear, really, really hungry. This is video from a cabin in South Lake Tahoe, California. It shows that bear climbing right through that open bedroom window to steal food.
Oh, no. Oh, there went the screen window.
And he didn't do this. This isn't once or twice. He's done it 3 times.
Amazing, Des. Okay, Mystery Cam time. Give us your guess. Back in 2 minutes. Well, we have been showing you some beautiful places here on our live cams from all over the world. We just showed you Snoqualmie Pass up there in the great state of Washington. Now we're looking, Des, I don't know, this feels very California to me, but maybe not.
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
But then I do
Right? It
see
doesn't look
Brandon.
very East Coast.
Yeah, Brandon's like, oh, hold on now. That looks way more Florida
Oh.
than California. I could see that too. Okay.
This is tough. So
Oh.
B. Miguel says, yeah, Florida.
Okay.
Linda, Virginia.
And look at
I feel
Outlaw
like it could be
Dynamo.
Virginia.
He's like, it's Chicago. And then Hassa is saying it could be Chicago. It could be Grant Park. And you could be looking out there at Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay. Very, very specific there. I'm
Okay.
going with Hassa. Sure.
Okay.
You think it's Chicago?
Okay. There you go. It's Chi-Town. I
What
guess
are
I
you
got to
thinking?
stick with California. Ready? Here
You
she
going with that?
comes.
Okay, here we go.
with the
Oh, and the crowd is right. It's Chicago, Illinois
Yeah,
today,
see?
you guys.
Now, you win more and more when you sort of, this is like our version of phoning a friend, right? When you get all these great suggestions
Yeah.
and you're like, I'll just pick and choose. I like that idea.
Thank God for the chat.
You know, the funny thing is, if you looked at that not in August, but in November, well, it would be the
Oh.
gales of November.
Yeah.
That we'd be blowing
Look
across that
much
lake.
different.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So we're just going to continue on. We're talking about all these places across the country, and yet here we are in the Phoenix market. People still want to move here. Our last guest was just talking about more than 100,000 people moving into the metro. The Phoenix metro area now extends into the Pinal County area as well. But people do continue to move here.
Yeah,
every
people
year.
want to move here, but I think the big hurdle is affordability, right? Sammy Glassman joining us this morning. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you very much for
You're
having
the
me.
board president of the Phoenix Realtors?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys did release some data, and I was actually intrigued to find that comparing the first 7 months of this year to last year, we have seen single-family home sales rise
Yes.
a little more than 5%. What is contributing to that trend, even though there's so many of us that are, harping that it's, a little unaffordable these days?
Yeah, absolutely. So people are moving because they need to. You still have life changes. People are relocating for jobs, and we have a lot of great employers here that are expanding. People are getting divorced, they're getting married, and we still have the great climate, and we have a great communities throughout the valley for people to move to. So we're still a desirable state, so we're still seeing sales. Affordability-wise, affordability is less about the price of the home and more about the mortgage payment. I always tell my clients, you live in the payment, not the price of the house. So a lot of people are foregoing the conversation of the interest rates, and we're looking at ways to negotiate with sellers to help buy down those interest rates to make that monthly payment more affordable. So rather than looking at the median price at $485, let's talk about how we can do some negotiations where $10,000 on the price of a house might change your mortgage payment $100. Buying down your interest rate could save you $200-300 a month. So it's really working with someone who knows how to strategize and help you get that monthly payment more affordable.
What is the risk in doing that? Because we're hearing a lot about that lately. And I think it's helping people probably initially get into that home at maybe a monthly price they can afford. But what happens after 2-3 years? That rate buy down is over, and now your mortgage jumps, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I mean, I think we hope, your income.
Right. Well, if you can
follows,
lock into a 30-year fixed buy down, I think the 2-1 buy downs are a great temporary option. Things are changing. They're constantly changing. If you're working with professionals who are keeping an eye on it for you, if you get into a 2-1 buy down and in 6 months, let's say, the interest rates fall, then lock in. Get into that 30-year fixed. Don't wait for that 2-1 to expire.
Oh, okay.
So you can, throughout the process, lock into a 30-year. And then if rates fall again, like I was locked in at, I think, a 5% interest rate. And then when they fell down to 2-3, I refinanced and locked in. It made more sense for me.
Well, let's talk about the specific steps. Let's say that you're on the other end of the spectrum now. You're not buying, you're selling, and you talk to neighbors, and maybe their house has been on the market for a lot longer than they wanted. A few years ago, when we went to sell our house up in Northeast Mesa, out in those orange groves, and moved down toward Eastmark, we put it on for the first time. We got very little action. The second time, the realtor said, look, if you'll, in fact, the way she worked was, we'll front you the money to do the improvements I'm going to tell you to do. And if you'll follow through on that, and the pictures will go out there, because everybody looks at Realtor.com and Zillow. We'll get some action. Same house, but we did recarpet, at least the front room area, repainted, put some new furniture in, still a 30-year-old house, and we got multiple people coming by on the very first day. So what are the 2 or 3 different, and then by the way, then they take that money back out when you sell the house. So they got all their money back. But what are the 2 or 3 specifics that people can take away from this interview of the steps they should take to make their house really pop as soon as they put it on the market?
The top 2, I would say, is condition, which is what your realtor suggested to you. Make sure that if you have things that are dated, look at what the return on investment. Do you have the ability to do the updates, or your agent front the cost, or whoever you're working with? Make sure it's move-in ready. Buyers right now, we are in a balanced market that's slightly leaning towards buyers. They have more choice. They have more time. So condition and price it to sell. Don't price it to negotiate, price it to sell, and make it available to show. The harder it is to show, the less likely you'll get the activity. But really, condition and price would be my top 2, and then making it available.
So when you say condition, though, give me some
specifics,
real facts here.
So
kitchen?
Like you said, carpet, kitchen, bathrooms. If you have some great outdoor space, 9 months out of the year, we're living outdoors. I mean, it could be as simple as just wash your windows and put in window coverings that look really nice. If you have broken and bent, walk through with a handyman before you put your house on the market. I always tell my sellers, if I can visually see problems with your house, as a buyer, now I'm wondering what's wrong behind the walls.
Oh, absolutely.
So make sure those things really pop. Extra, paint. Do a fresh coat of paint. If you're still got the gray walls, paint them a nice soft white, brighten it up. We can't change everything, but if it can look crisp and clean and bright, flooring, paint, windows.
You're saying gray's out now? I thought gray was just in.
Gray is
What's
out.
happening? Now it's out.
Yeah, it's like the neutral.
Yeah,
palette,
we're doing
the white.
Tans, the white. The brighter you can make the house. I mean, we
brighter.
live in a state of sunshine. So let's see that sun.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sammy, you're the expert. I'm no expert, but we've been walking houses just, we're looking. It's so depressing. I don't even want to, we're stuck in our house forever, I feel like at this point. But I'd go even farther to say what's super low cost and easy to clean your house.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many dirty houses I've walked into, and immediately I'm like, if this is how you take care of your house on a daily basis, I don't even want to know how you're taking care of the AC unit or any other aspects of the house.
You mentioned the AC unit. Change your filters before you put your home on the market.
Oh, yeah.
If you have not changed your filters every 30 days like you're supposed to, at least do it before you hit the market, because our clients and us, we're looking up. And when we see that layer of dirt,
and that's not good on the system, right? Like you said, it kind of leads to more questions.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned it's a buyers have the advantage right now. What is that advantage, and how should they be working, that to their benefit?
Absolutely. So, we are imbalanced with a slight buyer's advantage. So it doesn't mean that sellers aren't selling, because they are. But what it means is for sellers to understand and buyers to know there's negotiations on price. I believe it said 98% list price to sales price. So there's room to negotiate in most areas. Everything's a micro market here. So know the area, work with someone who knows the area. Concessions. Those are credits, seller credits to the buyer. The median right now is $10,000. That $10,000 can help a buyer with their closing costs, could help them buy down their interest rate. There's so many pieces of the pie for negotiations. Sellers, be prepared that when we're doing inspections, you may have to repair things that you didn't have to repair 3 or 4 years ago. We've lost the market where buyers are buying over list price, they're buying as is, they're waiving appraisal contingencies. I mean, we're back into a more balanced market where those things are going to come up.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Well, really good info. We could talk houses for a long time, right?
We could talk.
Now I want to go see these houses you've been looking at, Des.
I'm like, if I smell your dinner from last night,
There you go.
I'm sorry.
That's
It's
bad
just a
sign.
no.
Sure.
It's just a no for me.
Sammy, come back and see us again sometime.
Absolutely. Thank
Will
you
ya?
so much.
Hey, I don't know if you saw some of this video here, but these mountain rescues that have been happening here just lately.
yeah.
Holy cow. I
Incredible
mean,
video.
the technology is such that, take a look right here. This is another one that was going on. And they had 3 hikers rescued because of the heat on Camelback. Now we are in a temperature range where they've already closed it off until later into the evening around 5 p.m. But, there was a guy who got up there, felt dizzy. It's very easy to get dehydrated. There was another fella who was having chest pains up on the Echo Canyon Trail. It's just a tough time of year to be out there hiking all the way around.
Yeah, you definitely have to rethink it before you go out for a hike, right? And they say the hydration doesn't start on the hike. It starts days before.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, one more thing before we go. Look, they had the big wheel. But still, it's tough on those firefighters and other rescuers as well.
Yeah, well, this is happening in your neck of the woods.
Hello, Mesa.
Out there in Mesa.
Park in any public space. If you haven't been to downtown Mesa, I was just listening to Crystal and Celeste a little while ago on the TV morning show talking about Worth Takeaway in downtown Mesa is like one of their favorite places. There's so many cool new mom and pop type places in downtown Mesa, and now you park there and you might think you just got a parking ticket. It's a cloud citation meant to celebrate our cloudy skies this time of year, and then you can use it for prize packages, merchandise, and maybe going out to eat at any one of these great places in downtown Mesa.
Yeah, how cool is that? So don't panic when you see it on the windshield.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, keep
Scan the
your
QR
wits
code
about you.
and-
Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, hopefully you've won a good prize.
Yeah, for
That's a
sure.
cool way to get folks involved.
Way to go, Mesa. Hey, we got to say our goodbyes from Chicago. Don't worry, it won't look like that in about 8 weeks.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.